Okay, for some reason, Audacity isn't working. And I spent over an hour and a half trying to fix it. So this is the FeiyuTech AK4500, and it's their flagship gimbal, and it's truly a gimbal without compromise. Oh shit. Now, before I quickly talk about this gimbal, I want to thank the sponsor for this video, and that is Skillshare. And Skillshare is absolutely wonderful. So if you guys haven't already heard, Skillshare is pretty much the perfect online learning platform and community with over 25,000 classes covering dozens of creatives and entrepreneurial skills. You don't have to go through all that BS in college where you're like obligated to take certain classes and stuff, but this you can learn whenever and whatever you want. Now, like I've said before, I've been using Skillshare for a little while now, and watching engaging and interactive classes like Hand Coding Your First Website by Rich Armstrong is going to help me build my new portfolio website that I've been working on. And you know, by clicking the link down below, you get Skillshare for 2 months for free. Literally, it's free. You can use it to sharpen up your skills or dive into a topic that you're always curious about. Anyways, literally just click the link down below. It's free. Try it out. So this is the FeiyuTech AK4500, and it's an absolute monster, and FeiyuTech even calls it a Godzilla gimbal. Okay, moving on. Anyways, I've used Feiyu's products before. As you guys know, I have the AK2000 right there, and if you haven't seen a review on that, it'll be linked down below as well. So the AK model line is pretty much FeiyuTech's top of the line gimbals. They have smartphone gimbals and stuff like that, but basically the AK4500 is the big brother to the AK2000. So at its core, it's pretty similar, but there are some key differences and upgrades. So the interface controls on both of them are practically the same. They both utilize this LCD touchscreen, and you have all your quick modes in the front, and you can scroll to different pages to change the gimbal settings and whatnot. And if you connect this gimbal to your camera via the USB port, you can control the camera settings as well. Now this does vary from each individual camera manufacturer. For example, with Sony, I can only like do the start and stop recording right here, like, and then it records because it's connected to the USB, and then I could make it stop recording right here, like that. But like for example with Canon cameras, I think you can actually utilize all this ISO controls and the exposure and the focus, but with Sony you can only do the record. But yeah, it's a really dope feature with this USB control. Now the biggest difference between the AK2000 and the AK4500 is the payload. Now the AK2000 has a 6-pound payload, which is sufficient for most camera setups, but once you put on like a very heavy lens like a Sony G Master lens or my previous Sigma 18 to 35mm, it doesn't properly balance. But with the AK4500, it has a whopping 10-pound payload. 10 pounds. Now with that, you can hold like cinema cameras, for example, the Canon C200. So yeah, I want to test this out with an actual C200, so I flew out to New York, met up with Miles there, and shot a music video. Alright, so this is the setup we got going on. This is our EOS C200 with, so far we have the 24 f1.4. We might pick something up at B&H along the way, but see, so this is what it will be looking like if you're setting up a cinema camera with the AK4500, because it has a 9-pound payload. So I mean, it's meant for cameras like these, heavy duty. Is it good? Is it good so far?
Make it work.
Took a while.
But we finally got that shit.
Yeah. And using it with the C200 went pretty smoothly after that, because we realized that in order for it to be properly balanced, we had to stop by B&H real quick to get a counterweight in the front, because the huge camera body was causing the whole system to be a little back heavy. But gladly there was a quick fix to that. But for other cameras like the Sony a6400 that I have and the a7 III, the balancing process was super simple and easy, especially if you balanced the gimbal before. Now, the best new features in my opinion with the AK4500 is the brand new quick release plate and the axis locks. I cannot stress you enough how much easier it has become to travel with this, with these two new features. Now, with the axis locks, all you have to do is properly balance the gimbal first, and once you're ready to go, and you could just take out the gimbal and unlock all these axes, and then you could just quickly snap this on, and boom, wherever you go, you're always perfectly balanced. Thank God for these new features. And the quick release plate allows you to easily side mount your camera. You don't have to like take out this plate each and every single time, because that's what you have to do. Previously you had to like snap this on and then you just have to slide it in. Now with bigger cameras like that, like the C200, that is nearly impossible to slide this camera back and forth with such a big body. Now with the C200, you could just easily side load it and it's perfect like that. So these two features are amazing. Anyways, those two features are pretty small. Now with the AK4500, it also comes with a bunch of accessories, and let me just quickly talk about them right now. So this is a remote control for the gimbal. So yeah, this charges on its own. It's a completely separate device. You turn this on, it connects via Bluetooth, and let me just set it up real quick right here. All right, it's connected, immediately turns on, and now what I could do is let me move this right here. I could use a scroll wheel and acts as a scroll wheel. I could hold this and then it acts. Look, it follows. Oh my God. What? Isn't that crazy? What? And you could change all your modes here. There's the scroll wheel here as well that acts as the same as here, and you could change it to different modes. You could access almost all the controls with this using here, but it's remote. Now the real use case scenarios for this will be for bigger team production sets where you can hand off your remote responsibilities to your AC, for example, your assistant camera operator, and they can control the gimbal and how it moves, and all you have to do is focus on holding the gimbal itself. Now you also get a follow focus motor included, which is awesome, and it's built really well as well. So if you have a manual lens or anything like that, this will be perfect. Like I use autofocus continuous on my Sony a7 III whenever I use the gimbal, so I never use this, but it's awesome that it's included, and you can simply control the focus with this wheel as well. And this allows you to get an extra point of contact when holding your gimbal, which is awesome. So you just slide this in, then I'm gonna quickly screw. Alright, now that that's installed, you could either put your extension rod or the remote control. For example, I'm just gonna put this right here. And look, that is, oh shit. So with this detachable structure, you get an extra third point of contact. It makes it a lot more comfortable to hold. It's kind of similar to how the Zhiyun WeBuild Lab gimbals are, but this is detachable, which is awesome. So it's customizable. So if you don't want this third point of contact, then you don't have to, but it makes it a lot more easier to hold, especially with heavier rigs like the Canon C200, which I use in New York. Having this third point and off balancing your weight to another hand is awesome, and it makes it more comfortable to hold and easier in my opinion. Like for example, this movement compared to like this, right? You have to do this, or you could just do like that. But enough with the features. How does the gimbal actually perform? And well, pretty good. I wouldn't say it's the best performing gimbal. I feel like the Ronin S does get slightly smoother footage, and the vibration issue still persists with this gimbal. So if you didn't know, the AK2000 and AK4000 had this issue where the motors would vibrate and spaz out of nowhere, and that issue still persists with this gimbal from time to time. For me to fix it, I had to change the payload setting all the way to the lowest and change the payload setting to auto, will make it spaz out again. And restarting the gimbal would usually fix it, but I just wish that that issue was gone, because besides that, I feel like this would be the perfect gimbal. And the vibrating issue only happens occasionally, but like I said, I'd rather have that issue gone nevertheless. But besides that, this gimbal is very stable, and this additional point of contact does help with that stability as well. And anybody using this gimbal, I'm sure that they will be happy with the footage that they get out of this. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I think that sums up this gimbal. So the biggest takeaway is that it has the new quick release plates, the axis locks, this additional point of contact, and the whopping 10-pound payload. But yeah, I would say that this is pretty close to being the perfect gimbal, and overall I am very happy with the AK4500. But yeah, that's my review. Thanks for watching. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and subscribe for more content like this. Yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.
I also need y'all to follow my Instagram. I need more Instagram followers, bro. Just let me. Okay, follow my Instagram. I also made a portfolio Instagram. Yeah, at Taiga Fukuyama and at Flicks by Taiga. Please give me some Instagram clout. Huh? I already followed. I'm telling them.